Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. I hope you are all well in the new year. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. I haven't posted for a little while because I have been on holidays. So I am going to try something really different today. I need a tray that is 80 centimeters long. Now, I don't even know where to buy a mold that is 80 centimeters long. So I am going to try and make one. So I am using casting powder from referralCode. Now I will just show you. Hopefully it's not too close. Might just bring you up a tiny bit. There we go. I'll just point you in there. And there we go. So you should be able to see that. So this is a 5 kilo one. It's a 3 parts powder to 1 part water. I get this from Harry and Wilma in Victoria, Australia. For anybody that is watching overseas, I wouldn't even know where you could get it overseas, but it's the same as all the eco resins and all that sort of stuff. So I was using one from Temu, the Honey Rose, but it's gone up now to $22 a kilo. I got this on sale for I think about $60 for the 5 kilos. So that's about probably $12 a kilo. And I actually have a bigger one coming in the post. It's 10 kilo though, I got for $87. So that's $8.70 a kilo. So like that was on sale, but normally I think it's about $130 or something. Much cheaper. It cost me $10 to get it posted. I get it in 3 or 4 days. I'm not waiting weeks. And my last batch, it's like, because nobody cares about the parcels, they just chuck them. And it was just chucked on the front step, and I saw the guy do it, and it just, all the powders went poof everywhere. So that's why I've decided to start buying the Australian brand, because I am in Australia. So we'll give it a go. So what I want to do with my little, my mold here, I'm going to pour the mold. Actually, what I might do is I might put a little bit of, what is it called? My clay foam in the center of this mold, because I want the rounded ends on each end. So it'll be, this will be done over a few days, I think, because I'll make this, I'll let it cure, then I am going to put clay in the ends here so that I just get the center, and I'm going to make, I've worked it out, like this is 30 centimeters long. So if I do, even if I do, actually, I might, now did I have my tape measure out here? I'm not. No, I must have hung it back up. We'll have a look in my little cupboard here. So I do, let's move some stuff out of the way. I really do need to clean my bench up. But I do to the line here. That is about 25 centimeters. So if I do 2 of these, that'll give me 50 centimeters. And then I need to do 2 15s. So if I do, even if I do 2 10s and put resin in between all of my bits, because I can always like break them. I've seen people doing the casting resin. And I watched a lady the other day, and I'm terribly sorry, but I cannot remember her name. She actually broke the resin and then put normal resin, and then she had the piece of the casting resin in there. So I may even do that. So I'm going to cover this bit up, I think. Yeah, I'm going to cover that up. So now hopefully you can hear me properly. I actually have my earphones in because somebody was making an awful lot of noise over the back, and I do resin outside. I have a really nice setup in the corner of underneath my pergola, in the corner of my house, so I can do all of my resining outside. It's not affecting anybody in the house then. You do get to hear the birds though, which do get a little bit annoying at times. So, because we have swallows here, and they seem to feel the need to swoop me quite often. So, right, I reckon, if I push that right down, like I can trim it off if I need to, but I think if I do it so that it's sort of wavy, then if I do put the resin, what I will do is I will line it all up on my bench, because the side of this is shiny. So I will line it all up on the shiny side, and I will do my foam clay, and then I can resin in between them. So I think I'll do the two ends, and then I will do like a piece, and I can break that piece apart, so I'll have a piece from there to there, and then I'll resin in between that to glue it all together. So alrighty, I am going to work out, I think I'm going to need now one of these. So these are Temu molds as well. One of these takes 200 grams. So I think it takes 200 grams. Pretty sure. So one of them takes 200 grams. So if I make up 300 grams, and then I will just quickly find a mold to put the leftovers in if there's leftovers, because like it is quite deep at the sides. So take the lid off. It is super hard to get the lid off this, and it doesn't come bagged or anything like that, so you don't have to be unbagging and getting it everywhere. And so I'm going to get my trusty little container here, and I use the same container every single time, and I am going to, now with the other one it was a 4-to-1, so I used to do 200 and then 50 grams of water. So I am going to do, now the other day I did 100 grams to 30 grams of water, so if I do 200 I do 60 grams. So I'm going to turn my little thing on and pause you because I didn't bring my bottle of water out. Rightio, I got my water. I've actually put 300 grams into my little jar. Oh, I'm just pulling the lid up on this. I try and burp them, you know, like when you use Tupperware and you used to burp the lids to get the air out. So that's what I do. So I push down on the center and I try and push the air out of it. So there we go. So now I'm going to fold my clay over so the air doesn't get to it. And then we are going to put 100 grams of water into my little container here. So I'm just going to sorry about my arm, I'm just getting rid of the powder, and I just dropped something in there, so I'm just going to get my fingernail and get that out. And we're going to get our water. So I reckon 3 to 1 is 100. Maybe. Let's go, let's see. Because I can just pour bit by bit. Yeah. Oh, there we go, 101, that'll do. Okay. So, just going to move him out of the way a smidge. Now I know you're not seeing the measuring. So, bring my container back down here. And my little spatula. These are just cooking ones that I buy at the cooking shop. Easy to clean. They get all the sides, they get the edges. And I love using them. So I reckon I'm going to pour half in, because it's about 100, well, it's a 100 ml cup, so right, so definitely not enough. So, there we go, another half of that. Now I do actually have a mixer that I have bought especially for this. I went in and I grabbed my mixer. So now this is just one from Amazon. I cannot even tell you the brand. It's just a little mixer. So I'm going to pour the rest of this water in there. And then it has 3 speeds. There we go. Spin it around in there. Now, it is buzzing because it's sat on the bottom. There we go. Once it picks it up, it's fine. It is quite a liquid mixture. So this does get on the sides. Make sure there's no lumps. Because like you do see a lot of people, and I'm sorry about the noise of the mixer. I will talk when this is done. Right, there we go. So I bought this because I watch a lot of people and they start to pour in their mix, and like it's got big lumpy bits in it. So I want to make sure that mine does not have lumpy bits in it. It doesn't put a lot of air in it. And it is quick and easy. Now, this is super liquid. I've probably got my ratios way wrong. But I don't want to add any more because I don't want to ruin it. So see how we go. If I've done it wrong, then I'll pull it out, because it will dry. It just won't dry as fast. And I will link this product for you and where I get it from in Australia, if any of the Aussies want to have a go. There we go. And I have nothing to do with this company or anything. I'm not getting paid to do anything from this company. So thought I would let you all know that. This is just, I am showing you my new product that I want to play with. So now here we go. Make sure that is in. I've got to stand on my tippy toes to see it. And just, I like to sort of keep mixing as I'm pouring, just to make sure nothing settles in the bottom of the container. So here we go. We're going to see whether I've done my leakage right. There is something in there that I'm going to grab right now with my fingernail. Now I know I should have gloves on, but I do try not to get it on my hands. Oh, there's something in there. Let's take that out. I don't know what that was. Rightio. And my calculations were perfect. So I do need to write down how much I put in some of these. Oh, hopefully my container wasn't dirty. I had only used it the other day, but I should have, and I always do, and I didn't this time. I should have wiped it out. Look at the spots in it. That's not good. Like, it is only the underneath, and if they are floating, then that's okay. I will try and get, actually, I'm just going to use my spatula. Try and pick these bits up. It must have been windy here overnight and put a bit of dust in my little container. Lesson learnt, people. Wipe out your containers before you use them. There we go. Like, you can sand this. So I can sand it if I need to. If there is anything on the other side, I can sand it because it will have a top coat on it of actual epoxy resin. I was just going to seal it, but if I'm doing normal resin, then I will just seal it with normal resin because it is going to have my coffee jars and sugar jars sitting on it. So I want it sealed properly so that I can just wipe it over and not have to worry about it. So I'm going to give this, I think it takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So I'm going to go and do a bit of a vacuum in my house and then I will come back. It has been about 20 minutes. So I've cleaned up my little container here. I've actually listened to my video and I do apologize about the bird noises, but I cannot do anything about it because we have a galah. The birds come in for the seed, so I'm afraid I have to put up with them. So let's see whether we can demold this, and I'd like to try and keep this in place if I can. So it's popping out very easy, so it does set up super fast without breaking it. Now I'll just have to spin it over and I'll redo the clay, I think. So there we go. Get that out. There we go. One tiny little bit of the black on there. My container wasn't that, like, it wasn't that dirty, so I don't know where the blacks come from. So, all right, now I shouldn't do that. I should not wipe that. Do not wipe that when there is moisture in it because it will leave marks on there. So I will leave that set up a little bit longer until it dries and it'll be easy to pull off. Otherwise it is going to get stuck on there. So we will move that to the side and I will leave that. I will put it on something nice and flat and I will take it out and I will sit it in the sun so it dries better. So there we go. I've pulled most of that off, so I'm going to reuse it. So that's turned out really nice. I like the little wavy bits on it. So let's pop that back in. I did it to the line before. That back in there. pull that up high all the way. There we go. Push that down. Make sure it's as high as the container there. And do another go. So I will keep going at this. I'll make sure that there is nothing in here, because I think I've actually ended up turning the mold around. So I'll get that out. I'll pour it in. I'll come back when this is ready to demold. Show you. I have got my little piece out in the sun, and now I don't know whether you can see this or not. It actually has a sparkle to it. I don't think it's going to show up in the video, but it's like it sparkles in the sunlight, which is really going to be beautiful, especially once it gets like the clear coat of resin over it. I think it's going to be lovely. This is cured up. It's been probably can't actually see the time, probably about an hour since I did this one, because I have been playing with a bit of sparkle in another one, so it's making sure I get all the sparkle out of the way so that I don't get little bits in my next bit. So I'm going to just pop this out. I love how easy this comes out. There we are. Pop that open. Oh, bit of sparkle there. Right. Pop him out. I have got the other one sitting in the sun because I do want it to be like have no water or anything in it. So this has like little bits in it. I will sand them off, I think, because yeah, I will sand them because these molds, because they're a cheaper mold, when you actually put something in them, I think you can probably see how it curves in, because they're quite thin. So on all of my projects that I do, I have to top coat it anyway so that you can't see, because you can feel the little ripple in it. So I will get my husband to get me some really fine sandpaper, and I will just sand the base of that. So this is getting a little dry now, so I won't be able to use it in the next lot because I have had it sitting in the sun. But see how that didn't quite come off? So all you do is you just get that, and you just go like that. Hopefully it is not too close to you. Probably it was probably blurry, so I'm just pushing on that, and it just gets rid of that extra. But look at that. How cool is that? That's going to look awesome with resin in it. Very, very cool. So I'm going to pop this into the sun. They're so annoying. I don't know what they are in it. I don't really want to be sifting my whole bucket of stuff. So, all right, I'm going to make sure my mold is really, really super clean, and then I will get some more of this, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, I was just figuring out how to do this, because I've got like, because it's 80 centimeters, I need 20. I've got the two 25s, and then I need what does that, 15 and 15. So what I want to do is, so that I've got the resin in between, I'm going to get my clay, because I measure from there to there. 15 is to here. So I was thinking I'll put my clay here and here, and see how we go with that. Because I will try, like I will set this up to put it together. I And I will put my crackly paper down, so I don't know that I'll, like, if I put the 15 and 15, it'll be too big. So if I sort of do maybe 10 and 10, I'll have that, the bit in between, to do the resin bit. So I put that, now I don't know that I've got enough in there. Put that in all the way to the edge. Oh yeah. Push this back in all the way to the edge, because it just doesn't have to be like a thick bit, it's to be a high bit. So push that on there, push that on there, make it higher. There we are, all the way to the top. Push that back in there. Give it a bit of a curve, give it a bit. Get my other piece, and then do that in the center as well. Push that in there. And then what I'm going to do also is, when I've done these pieces, I am going to like, I'll make a like a little wall to have these edges with the normal resin, and like stick it to the edges of like, you'll know what I mean when I'm doing it. But I might have, if I do the 15 and then I have 3 separate, I'm thinking on my feet here, 3 separate pieces of the eco resin, then I can have like just 2 big pieces of actual resin. So I'm going to move this, I'll take this out. I'm going to start again. And I will apologize for the length that this video is going to be, and fast forward anytime you like. So about half there. Now, so if I do from there to there is 19, so I might be able to get like 25, say 25 and 20 is 70, and I might be able to get like really nice little pieces of the resin in it. I'll just bring that, I should have just left it where it was, shouldn't I? Oh my goodness. Now, that back in there, get in there, that back in there, push it all the way to the edge, all the way up. Make sure you push it down, not that it really matters because you can break it off if you need to. That in there, make a fancy little pattern on it. It's high enough, and then bring that into the same as this one. I don't know that it's quite level, so we're going to put that in about there. I don't want it too wiggly, I want it pretty straight so that it'll make it easier when I'm doing the next bit. Just put that in there with my nails, just give it a push. Get that all the way to the edge. Now I did 300 for the last one, so I am thinking 200. So I'm going to do about 60 grams of water, and if I need more I can put more in. So that's on the top. Alrighty, so I'll mix it up and then I'll come back and I'll pour. Yeah, I've got about 63 grams or mils. So I'm going to pour in most of that. And there we go. We definitely need that extra. Here we are. Scraping off edges. The bottom. Okie dokie. Time to pour. Move it over a little bit. And give it a bit of a measure. Something's in the way, so I'll just turn that around. And we're going to have about probably 14 centimeters. So that will give me, so with all the glue and whatnot, that'll give me 15 to 20 centimeters or something of actual resin. So the ratio will be really good. Now, it's all mixed properly, because I don't just want this resin, I also want other resin in it as well. And there we go. How's my ratios? Oh, spot on. So I will go and write that down. I always forget to write everything down, and then I go to do something else and I have no idea how much I've put in it. So there we are. I will come back when it comes to demolding this part, and then I will sit it out in the sun, and then I'll probably come back tomorrow because I want this absolutely totally cured. Now I do have a bit coming under here and a bit coming under there. I'll press that down a bit more. Press that down. And I've got it leaking out of there as well. Right, I'm going to, I think, quickly put just a tiny bit more of this in. Actually, push that up with my fingernail. Try and get that in the bottom there. Stop it from leaking any more than it's leaking. It's leaking out of the edge here. Push that down. Now, just wipe my hands off before I put my hand in the clay. And just try and dam this a little bit. Put that there. Dam that up so that no more comes out. Doesn't seem to be any more coming out of this one. I do have a damp cloth here that I wipe my hands with as well. I think that looks okay. Right, I'm gonna not touch it. I'm gonna just bend over and make sure we are still level, and then I'll come back when I go to pull this off. Okay, this is cured enough to pull it out. I have been doing another project at the same time, so just gently pull that out like that. Still getting the little black things. So it's got to be something in the actual resin. So gently pull that out. Haven't had this one sitting in the sun. Let's get that out. Here we go. Pull that. there was a bit of sharp resin in there. There you go. You can just go like that and it comes off easy. Might just pull that little bit off there. Bit of sharp stuff. Make sure there's nothing in there. Loving how they look. Because you can always, if you need to, just pull these little extra bits off. Break them off while they're still soft, so that you can see the edges on that. There we go, that's better. See the little edges on it. Pull this bit off, that come off easy, super easy. Okay, I'm going to just get those bits off. There we go, make it a bit rougher on this side. That, I will do that to the other two pieces, so I will grab those other two pieces and we will see how it will end up looking. So, right, brush that off. Okay, I'm just going to grab those other two pieces. These other two pieces, now, I'm going to sit them like that. I'm going to put that piece in. I will sand that off, I think. Sand these bits out of there. Now, why is that not quite level? Oh, I need to sand that flat. That's why. So we have them. Now, how wide can we go? Right, now I know that you can't see all the way to the edge. We'll move a bit of stuff out. I'm going to pull you up a little bit. Now, please excuse my mess. And I'm just going to stand up to see what you can see. I know you can't see it all, but we'll go to about there. So if I go like that, you'll be able to see the edge to edge. And there you go. So we need to work out how to put this together. Now we've only got 45. I just ran and got my tape measure. So we have got from here to here. I pull these in, smidge. We've got 63 centimeters. So I need to get another 17 centimeters. So now, I did not measure this. My green thing, it's 70 centimeters. So is the thing underneath it. So I am going to have to do one bit at a time. So what I'll do is I'm going to make the edges, and I need to work out with my 80 centimeters how far between each of these that I want to do. So I'm going to just move this one to the side. I'm going to pull you over here so you can see it. Stand up on my ladder. And there we go. So there to there. Now this project it's going to be way bigger than my camera. So now if I do from here to here is 50. So how much in between have I got? That's 10 centimeters. So if I go, bring that back, move that out of the way. Bring this back over this side. Move that up. And then we have got from here to here 40 centimeters. Here to here. So there is 40. So I need to, so there's three centimeters between that. So I need to do from the other side 40 centimeters. And that is 40 centimeters. So it's 3 centimeters. That is not working out, is it? Not by my calculations. It is nowhere near working out. Because if I only add 6 centimeters, that only gives me to 73. Right, I'm going to have to put this on my big table in my dining room, and I'll work out my measurements, and then I will know how much the in-between is, and I'll make them and I'll come back. I have figured it out how I am going to do the next part, because I need between 8 and 10 centimeters, and I don't need the center, I just need the edges to do the edges. So I am just I'm doing by the lines in the actual mold, and it is easier if I turn it around. So I just want it to come in a little bit, so that it's going to be easier when I am actually doing the resin in between it, to get it right, because then I'm not having to fiddle around trying to get this exact edge in resin, because it's not going to happen. Like, I don't want to spend 3 days trying to just dry a piece of resin that big. And I actually have to figure out, when I do it, what colour I want my resin. So that's sort of, the other bit's rippled a bit. Hopefully my curl wasn't in there then. I went to my granddaughter's 6th birthday yesterday and gave my hair a bit of a curl. So we've got quite a high dam in this one. And hopefully a high enough dam on this side. Yes, I have. Probably used a bit too much over this side, but we'll see. All right, I'm reckoning about maybe 100 grams for in there and there. So, because then, like, I'm just going to break it in half and then go from there. I have actually bought my containers out that I want to put on it, and measured to make sure that I can fit all 7 containers on there. And if I do it to the exact 80 centimeters, I can actually fit, and this is a bit dusty and dirty because it's been out here for a while. I've got a container that's got butterflies and things in it with gold. So if I can make it long enough, I can actually fit that, and maybe not do the lid and just have that for spoons next to the coffees. So I'll mix the resin up and I'll come back in a second. Okay, we're mixed up. Get that in there. I want it all the way to the edge. Okay, we got the next one. Hopefully our 100 is enough. I think we're perfect. a bit. And then that one. Just want to make sure it is up right level with that edge. Okay, pretty sure we're level with that edge. Just going to just wipe that off now. There we go. So I don't want it to be too high. Bending over that one is level. And then I think we could do with just a touch more on this side, I think. Touch more in there. Right, hopefully I haven't made it too high now, because it will make the edge too high, but I can get my little Demolding type thing out and level off that top before I put the top coat onto it. Stickers in the way, so there we go. I'm going to leave this set. I will come back tomorrow when it is time to set it all out and try and resin it. So we'll see how we go. I have just taken this out of the mould, so I am going to just pull this off. Now I haven't had it sitting in the sun, which I probably should have, so I'll just pull all that off. There we go. It'll come off. Pull that out. There we go. Once you get it out of the little bits, it comes off quite easy. There we go. Put that in there, just like that. There we go. Easy peasy. Loving the edges on it. Take that off. Loving the edges. Now, oh, sorry, got a bug. Sorry about that. Had a bug attacking me. So pull the next one off. So will that one come off a lot easier. There we are. Got that bit. There we are. Now, the challenge is to be going, the challenge will be, say that again, we'll be putting it all together. So, pull off a couple of these edgy pieces. There's a bit more that's stuck in that it didn't quite come out. Yep, got that. And cut little rough bits there. So I'm going to put them back to back. Well, I did pretty good with the measuring there. Not bad at all. And I'm going to turn these around so that I can actually do the measurements properly. A little knife. And we've got 17. So half of 17 is 8.5. So we've got, there we go. So around about here is where I need to be breaking this off. So I'm going to score it. Hopefully I'm not going to smash it when I go to try and break this. And I know that this is, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be like this, and I knew that in the beginning. just a bit worried that I'm going to break it. So I might just push that down a little bit more in there. And let's just go snap, shall we? There we go, look at that. Oh, there we go, a little bit straighter than I wanted, but that doesn't matter. I can actually just straighten up these edges if there's going to be an issue with it. Bit of overflow, but I'll get that. Ready, set, go. Ah, beautiful. See, if I wanted to, I can just get my knife and straighten some of these edges. But I don't know that I want to. So maybe I can break some of these bits off. I don't want to ruin my brand new nails. And do it that way. So what have we got? We've got that and we've got that. So we have got two sides. So I will just grab my piece out of the sun. Now I can't use this again. So yeah, no, I can't use it again. Actually, because it wasn't sitting in the sun, I might be able to use it. So I'm going to put it back in its little bag, I think, before I do anything else. So putting that in the bag. The moisture from all of that in there will go through that as well. There we go. Please excuse the crackling from this bag. It does make a bit of noise. Right. So let me go and get a couple more pieces. So I'm just making sure that these are level and they're pretty much spot on where I need them to be. Awesome. So I don't need to be doing a lot. Like, I will just sand the underneath of that to flatten it off. Like, you can actually just get it with a knife. Probably not running it towards my finger. And just flatten that bit off. So we're going to go put him around the right way. So what I'll do is that and then that, and see how this bit's there. That actually might be in our favor. So I'll get as close as I can with it, with these, and I might have to do section by section with it. So this piece and then that piece, and then like the other two sides. And I'm thinking I have a bit of tape here, so if I can get it open, maybe not. There we go. I am thinking I'm going to run the tape, and I'm not going to do the sticky side up for the minute. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to run the tape like that on it to stick that together, and then I think to stick it all together I'm actually going to run the tape underneath it. So between these I will put the tape there and bring it up around the sides so that my sides are even, and then I will go along like that, and then I will be able to stick the endy pieces to that. So I will run and grab an endy piece, hold you up a smidge to see whether you will fit in there. So Not sure whether you can see. I'll bring you up a little bit more to see if you can see the end piece. So there we go. Push that along a bit more so you can see. So what I'll do is I will let this totally dry, and then I will come back tomorrow and I will tape it all up, and then we will pour the resin into these 2 compartments, hopefully. And earlier I did something with sparkles in my casting resin. So if I give that like a little bit of a sand, these sparkles show up. So I was thinking maybe of breaking them up and putting them into the clear resin and see how that goes. So I can give it a sand and try and get some of these sparkles up, because I have no more of these sparkles left, and try and put it into these pieces here. So I'm going to give that a go and we will see how we go. It's the next day. This is all nice and cured up and dry, which I wanted it to be. Now I have taken everything off my table so that I can have it the full length. This is a what are we? This is a meter long bench top. So I've got my tape measure sitting here. Now I don't know whether you can see the tape measure or not. And I have also got a flat edge piece of steel. So, and I know that this is all level and straight across the bottom. So what I've done is I have sat my separate pieces and I've given the edges a little bit of a bang just to, because they were a little bit straight. And I've actually damaged the outside, but I can fix that later on with a bit of resin. So because like I'm going to resin it over the whole entire thing to make sure that it stays good forever, and that I can actually make a mold from this if I want to. So I have got my tape. I have got a roll of new tape as well. So what I want to do is, now I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I have put up on Facebook whether I do the sticky side up, sticky side down, how I managed to do this. And somebody said when you do like your necklaces, you put the sticky side like that, so the sticky side is that you stick things to. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to like stick it across like that and like make dams and all sorts of things with it. So now I will use the end of my roll and try. I have got this, I think I've got this measured up right. Like there's bigger gaps here than there is on the other sides, but that's okay. I don't mind. That's the effect that I'm going for. And like if it's not quite like, that's still a little bit straight, but the more I bang it, the more it comes off the back of it, not the front of it where I want it, because I didn't want it off that bit there. I just wanted it off the bottom. But I'm not going to make 2 more pieces and wait 2 days. So I am going to I just don't know how I'm going to get it from there to having the tape on it. Then I will hopefully put a bit of silver foil or something, or silver foil might stick. I don't have any paper to put it under it, any greaseproof paper, so I'm hoping that it does not leak onto my bench. Like, it's covered in plastic, but just don't want it to ruin it. So hopefully you cannot see my head. I just don't know how to do this. So can somebody help? Help. I need to work out how to do this. Alright, so what I might do is I might get my washi tape and I might line it up against that piece and then stick my pieces to it. So, oh, and it does actually, I don't know whether you can see it, I can actually get it to attach itself to my plastic. So, bring it up here, bring my pieces down, get out of the way a bit, move my little pieces down here, give this a bit of a dust, a little bit of paper towel, and that's the last of my paper towel. There we go. If anyone's in Australia, go to go to Bunnings and get the massive big $5 roll. It doesn't get fluffy like a lot of the other papers do. So, and there's like 5,000 sheets or something on it for $5. Like, don't quote me on the 5,000 sheets, but it is a massive roll. It lasts me for months and it's cheap. So I'm going to stick my tape and I'll cut it. Now, hopefully this is going to work. We'll cut it the length of my little thing here. Now, if I put it to about there, then I can bring it up over the edges. So if I put that like that, and fold it with my fingernails, and then bring that to, oh dear. How am I going to do this? Because it is a different length on the other side. Alright, let me figure this out and I'll come back. Okay, I've stuck these two pieces on and I have got some little resin sticks that I half poured something and then I decided not to go with that color, so I pulled them out, so they come in handy for this. So what I've done is I've set out my pieces, I've stuck these down, I've stuck that one down. I'm still level with my piece of steel here. Let's take that off there, and then what I'm going to do now that I have my measurements is I'm going to take that, give that a bit of a fold again. It didn't work, but I'm going to push that in there so that it is level. Push him down, push that one down. Now, I don't want these sides to be wrong. So then I will do this next one. Get him up a little bit closer. Oops, no, he needs to be further away. Needs to be about there, I think. Pop that down. And, oops, lift that back up again. Pop him about there. needs to move out a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so he needs to be perhaps about there. Oh, that's a big distance. That's, there we go. I think that's straight. So I'm going to lift that up. Push all my pieces up against it. Push that up. I actually need a box. That's what I need, I think. So that seems to be level at the minute. Hopefully. I think once I get the sticky tape right, it will sit properly. So if I push that in there, along that one, and I will have to try and find something else similar to that so that I can try and tape it like that so that it does sit in straight and flat. So I don't want to go to all of this trouble and then not have it flat. So that seems to be okay. I can break pieces off. I've got my little hammer to break the pieces off with. Alrighty, so the challenge is going to be to do this side. So we might do what I did with the other one, and I'm going to push that under there, try and keep it on the tape. And then we got that one. And I need to make sure I can get that out. So if I bring that to there and put this one under. Oops. Bring it over there a bit. To ring my husband and see whether he's got another piece of this, because that would be awesome. Now I am keeping measuring, making sure that I have got my bits exact. So then we are going to put this piece under here and move these two pieces in. Give my bench a bit of a wipe underneath it. There you go. Right, now fast forward with me if you get bored. What I might do is I might do the next part and then I'll come back. I have remeasured to make sure that this is going to be the right size. So what I've done is I've laid out my tape on my bench here, and what I'm going to try and do is very gently stand this up there, make sure my tape is straight, give this a bit of a wipe like that, make sure there's nothing under it, and then I am going to hopefully have this in the right position to lay this back down. Possibly should have measured where I need it. I need it to be about there. And then I'm going to just gently pick it up, sit it down on it straight if I can. Let's get that washi tape. I will turn it over and do push the washi tape on there properly. So let's drop this down, push it. Okay, let's try and turn this over, pull that up. Okay, see if it's stuck down enough. Oopsie, sorry, I moved the camera with my face then. Oops. Now, make sure it is all still in line. That is in line. That is all still in line. And just pick this tape up again. Oopsie. Need to make sure that that is sealed properly, but I will do that. Just pick that up like that. I've unsealed that bit. This is definitely an extremely hard thing to do, and it's sticking to my fingers. Get it so that it's straight properly. Get that. Oh, that's not right. Pull that out. Push that back on where it belongs. I think these bits are higher, I think. Might be doing a fair amount of sanding when I'm done. Alright, so push them on the side. Get my little scraper. It is just a plastic scraper. Scrape some of these bubbles out because I don't really want resin underneath it. I don't want to have to be sanding it, fiddling around with it again and again. But if I have to get it perfect so that I can mold it to do another one, then I will do that. Put it on there, push it on. Don't want to break it while I'm pushing it on. Yeah, I think these little bits are higher, but once I turn it back over, get that to seal a bit more. Just push that in. Get rid of those bubbles. I want it to seal here so that it's not running underneath. Alright, I'm going to turn it back over. Oh. Oops. Need an extra person to help. Okay. That is not level. That's level. Push them all down again. Make sure that washi tape is mainly over the sides. Right. Yeah, this one is a little bit higher than the rest of it. That is why. I really don't want to take it out and be fiddling around sanding it again. So I am going to give this just a little bit of a wipe. Now these have alcohol on them already. I buy my disinfectant wipes and I squeeze out all the disinfectant out of them, and then I pour alcohol into them, so they are already pre-done. Now I'm not going to worry about the bit here. It is what it is. So, but I am going to try try and get a bit of this excess off this tape. Seal that tape properly, because I can see that it is not sealed at all. Scratch that down, make sure that it's all sealed. It's not running out on my beautiful bench. This one. Scratch that down. There we go. Let's get that with that and push that back up because it's not stuck. Might get a bit of masking tape just to make that a bit stronger. So I'm going to take that up. Then I'm going to make up some resin and I'll work out whether I want to put something in there. I was thinking maybe some little butterflies or something and some little flowers in there. We'll see. Right, I've put some masking tape around it so that it doesn't leak on my bench top. It makes it a little bit stronger and easier to handle. So I am going to mix my resin. I'm going to just use the Urban Crafter resin. It's a 1:1. So I will quickly make that up and I'll come back in a second. I'm just mixing up my resin and I just wanted to show you I have put the tiniest bit of color in this. All I've done is take the end of my ink, this little round bit, and just sat it on the end of my stick here. So I just want it to change color a little bit. So you can see it going slightly purple. So that's all I want. I just want the slightest bit of color. See the color on there? That's pretty much all I've put in. So I think I've decided I'm going to put maybe some flowers and a couple of little butterflies in it. So I'll keep mixing this. I'll pour it in. I'll let it set up for a little while, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do the flowers. But I've realized this has got the lip on it, so I'm going to have the spaces between this lip. So what I'm going to have to do, keep mixing at the same time, is pour in the base. Then I'm going to have to turn it side on and I will leave the tape on it, and then I will pour into these bits that aren't going to have anything in it. Then what I'll do after that is I will put on a top coat over the top of it. So I'm going to keep mixing this. Oops. Okay, hopefully you are back in the screen. So I have waited probably 15 to 20 minutes for my resin to warm up and chosen my butterflies and my flowers. So I am going to pour that in there. And that. Now that is lifting up the base of that. Nothing I can do about that now. I am not going to have enough. Thought that would have been enough for it. Really, I only need the base coat, don't I? Oh, I think it's coming up. It's nearly level with it. That down, try and flatten that out a smidge. Get that in the little crevices over there. Not that I can see under there, but get that in under there. Get that It's not quite going over the little bit there, so push that over, get it in the edge there, get it up over there, get up over there. Doesn't matter if I get a bit of resin on the edge there, because remember we are going to seal it again. So I'm just going to just lift that up, push that in, make sure there is resin in underneath that. Yep, I was wrong. There is perfect amount for this. Push that in there, get that up over there to make sure it's all in, and come down this end and get it in over this side. Make sure it's all sealed. Alrighty, that seems to be coming up level with the right at the very edge of it, so that is a good thing. So I'll just scrape all this off. Okay. Try not to put bubbles in it. Give it a mix. Flatten down. I will put a base coat on the underneath. Right, get rid of my cup. Wipe my little spatula here. There we go. And give my fingers a bit of a wipe. And spray with alcohol. So I am going to just make sure that this is good. So if I pull out edges, get my edge right. Okay, my edge seems to be good down this end. Sorry if you can see me. I just want to make sure that we are all level. Pretty sure we're all good. And I think I've got it perfect actually. So hopefully the purple turns out, but I highly doubt it. Like, it'll be a tinge of purple, I reckon. So I have some flowers here, and I'm just gonna, I don't know whether you're gonna be able to see them, whether they're in the camera line. I think you can see the pink thing I've got them sitting on. I just want to put some flowers in there, and because I've got the purple, I want to sit the flower in there. And now I'm not going to do it so that they're exact, but I'm going to put the same colours in it. I'm going to do a blue and make sure, I don't think there's any difference in which way the blue goes. Push them down. Now I do apologise probably for the difference in the quality of my voice, because yesterday I had headphones on and I have forgotten to do that today. So I do apologise if there is a difference. And again, the birds, the annoying birds. Bring that down. Oh, I don't want it all in line, so that over there a smidge. And we're going to do a pink, I think. Okay. And turn that one over. Oh, I forgot to put my green in. I was going to do green first. So going to break a piece off there. There was an endy piece, so I think it goes that way. So I'm just going to move him out of the way for a minute. My green in, move my green up with the flower. There we are. That's better. Now I'll get my other green. See how it's got an endy bit on it? Take that endy piece off without dripping resin everywhere. That side. Oh, done that upside down. I can see that now. Turn these, move those around. Put that up there. There we go. Move my flower. Get in there properly. Now, there we are, like that. Move him, turn him over. That's better. Now, I'll bring my pinky. I'll leave my pinky there. I'll get my other pink. I'm going to put him here. And we have a white. And then we have a white down here. Now we have some little ones. I'm just going to grab a cloth. Sorry, should have had that organized, shouldn't I? So, just going to sit that on there for a second. And I'm going to do, I think, some little white flowers. Oops, broke one. And they go that way. I think I'll put him in there. And then one up here. And another one down here. And then put this one, oops, did it again. I keep hitting my head on the camera. So I need to push this down here. Give myself way more room. There we are. Bring that flower over there. Put that flower in there. I bunched it up too much. Try not to get it up over. Sorry about my head or my nose being in there. That one again. Put that up there. And I think I might put a purple. Oops, sorry, I've got an ant crawling up my leg. I think I'll just break them off and put like little bits on there. There we are. Just a couple in there. Put them in there like that. Oopsie. I like that. I think that looks pretty. Just a few more. Let's get rid of some of those dead spaces. finish doing this one. To do there. There we go. There we are. That's better. A few more. I'm going to just go like that. Oh, sorry, I think I've got my nose in there. Yeah, I really like them. Really pretty. Couple more up there. All down there. Now, tell me, does that look even? Does it look even? That one. And that one. Right, so I'm not going to put the other flowers in. I think that will be too much, but I will put my butterflies in. So I want him to sit on the leaf. And this one, put him up here on the leaf. Push it down a little bit. And now my little purple ones. One can go there. And then he can go over here. And a couple of greenies. Turn him up the right way. I think I'll put him about there. And up there. And do I want the same colour little ones? I don't reckon I want the same colour little ones, so I'm just going to quickly open my little trusty box. Get it back out of my cupboard. Sorry about the noise. This is just going to be a massively long video. Get that out. Find somewhere to put the box. Find some butterflies. It's a little bit hard to see when I've got the tape here to actually see what I'm doing. So I think that looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. What do we got? I want to try and get them the same. Little one, there we go. Those two little ones the same. Now I've got one there. I've got a greenie there. I think I'm going to go you there. Then I'm going to go. Now where have I put these ones? Got one there, one there, one there. Maybe one down here. Move him over, I think, so he can be seen. There we are. And I think maybe one more up the top there. And one more down the bottom. I'll just spread these out. Oh, there's like a dark pink one. It's nice. That one's nice. Have we got two dark pinks? Already got that one. I can't even pick it up. There we go, there's two the same. I do like the orangey colour one though. Oh, there's a couple of yellow butterflies. I think I like the yellow. Now, have we got two yellow butterflies? Yeah, it's orange. I do want to keep my butterflies the same. It's a big yellow and that over. Not sure whether you can see me choosing my butterflies. It's pretty, but there's not another one of them. So I think I'm going to go with, no, I do wish I had more butterflies, but they're just so expensive to buy. That is, oops, I've already got resin on that one, so like they're so expensive to buy. Okay, I'm going to put the pinkies in there. So I'll put a pinky one up here. So I do apologise that you can't see. Now, that side. And I'm going to put him, that one there, that one there, that one there. I'm going to put him up there. There's a pretty blue. Alright, I think that's enough. I don't want to get too many in there. I'll wipe that resin off that one, so that I can put him back in there, and then I will I'll come back when it's time to do the next layer. I think because I've got that level, what I might do is I might do the edges, because then when it comes to doing this little fine top coat, I can bring it up over the edges as well. So if I remember, I'll turn my video on and I'll show you the edges when I'm doing them. And then we will come back to the top coat. Let's get that off there in case it blows. Just chuck it in there. Rightio, I'll put this stuff away. And I will just adjust you here. I've had you moved because I was doing something else. Now, I'm not sure whether how much you're going to be able to see. Bring you up there. I'll just step up on my stool. I think you can see. I think that's a bit better. Straighten you up. There we go. Alrighty, so I've made up just some Urban Crafter resin again. I made up a 103 of A, 198 of B. It started to get quite warm, so I have been doing another project. I've just realised that I've got sparkles in there. We'll have to pick them out. Now, I have a feeling this is going to be way too much for what I need. Way too much. So I just want it in the base of it. You know, a little bit there. Get that sparkle out. I'll have to go and get my tweezers again. There's another one in there. There we go. Now I will just get plastic spatula. Run it along there. Okay, I'd love to be able to seal up the sides, but the way I'm doing it, I'm going to put this coat on first, and then I'm going to do the edges. Oh, a spider. We seriously do not need a spider. Oh, how rude. I think I need a better spatula. I've put a lot of my stuff away. I get very organized. So I'll just pop that back. Ah, this is what I need. I'll just give it a wipe. This is definitely what I need. Push it all into the edges there. Get in over the flowers. Oh, maybe I might need it all. There you go. There you go. Get it over those flowers. Edges there. Is quite difficult to see, isn't it? That along there, and I just put my arm on the edge of my cup. This bit over, because I just want the finest coat on there, on the white, and then I want it to flood into this other bit here so that it makes it all even. I think that's getting better. So just flood that in there. There we go, I think that's better. Get that over the top. Make sure it's covering my edgy bits here. Maybe I might not have made up enough, because I did use a little bit on another project. Okay, just move that up there. And over this side, one of my flowers is floating. Get over there. Push you down a bit. That's sort of drying quite fast because it is quite hot outside. Might get my gun out, the heat gun, and just move it around a bit. I do have more left, so push that up there, that on there, and my flowers are still sticking out. Checking that. Rightio. I'm going to keep playing with that, and I will come back when I go to do the edges. Probably tomorrow I will do these edges because I want this to be totally set before I go pouring in edges. So it's been a couple of days. The back of this is all cured, so I will show you what I've done. I did a time lapse for you of filling in the little edges here. And I did forget to do a time lapse of doing the back, so I've filled in the edges, I have sanded it all. My blue tape, there's sticky stuff everywhere, so I've had to get all of that off. So I have taped up the whole entire edge of this, and I have put a top coat on this. It's about 3 mil deep to give it that extra strength. And then today I am going to refill in this because I have had to sand it, because when I stuck the sticky tape on to do the little edges here, it left like little marks on the resin. Like, this was just a super fine coat on there anyway, so I'm going to put a little tiny coat on there to cover this. Then I will bring it up the sides, because these are still not got any resin at all on them, and I want to like make these shine because I've sanded them all, and totally seal it so that if I want to make a mold, I can make a mold with it. So, and I broke a fingernail. So I'm going to make up some resin, and then I will come back and I'll show you the end of it. So, and I apologize again because of the length of this video. That's why I haven't taped it all, because it's just taking so long. So, okay, I've tried to get you back in the screen and I just can't, because unless I have my phone hanging from the roof, you're not gonna see an awful lot, so you're only gonna see to there. So I've made up my resin. I'm just using the Urban Crafter, which is the art resin, which is the one I always use. So I have put a tiny little bit of sparkle in there because I want this to shine on my bench. So I'm just giving it a bit of a torch, and I am going to make sure it is clean. So I'm just going to grab one of my already soaked cloths, and I'm going to give it an extra spray. I'm just going to wipe it over to make sure there's nothing on it that has got something black on it. So I am just going to try and get that bit off. Not that it matters, because the sparkle will cover all that sort of stuff. So, and there's something on this side now as well. That's like, I should really contact the company and find out whether it does have bits in it, whether this is how the resin is. Alright, so that's nice and clean. The sides are going to look really pretty when they're all resined, because you can see that they're going to be nice and see-through. So give it a dry. I'm just going to blow dry it with my hands, and actually I might just get a bit of paper towel, just give it a wipe just to make sure that's dry, no dust is on it. Sorry about my arm in there. Okay, get it off the edges and let's go. Should actually put another glove on, but we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to pour it in, and then I'm going to wipe it on. Just wipe it over. It is quite hot outside, so this resin has warmed up quite fast. There you go. And you must excuse the children in the background. I have my granddaughters here, and at the moment, because it is school holidays in South Australia, And I've been trying to get this done for a week now. It's taken me days to try and sand all the blue off. So I'm just down where you cannot see me. I'm just wiping the resin over the edges. And I'm running up the sides. Okay, so I'm just wiping it over the edge. Just pouring a little bit more on. So just wipe it over the edge just to seal the edges of that. Just got it on my bench, so I'll just wipe it off my bench. Just come around. Just gonna wipe it up the sides there like that and over the edges. There you go. And I'm just gonna put some on my finger there. Just go over the edges like that. There we go. And my husband has actually given me an idea the other day, because he come out and he said, oh, are you making a table runner? So I think that this would be really quite beautiful in the center of a table to put your little trinkets on, to have like I'm putting my coffee and sugar and stuff on it, but you can put anything on it really. There you go. So I'm just rubbing my fingers over the edge. Alright, so I'll keep going at this, and then I'll take some photos, because this is like, oh no, I'll come back. Righty, it is all finally cured up and it looks amazing. I'm not sure whether I said, but I put a little bit of sparkle into the resin, and it is just the unicorn sparkle that I put in the tiniest little bit on the tip of my spoon. So there we go. So I will just stand back up on my stool so that I can see what you're seeing. So if I bring it all the way to there, and then we go all the way across. Try not to hit the wall, and I just hit the wall. So that's how long it is. So I will actually bring you down, and excuse my hand, and the ring light. I'll turn the ring light off. There we go. So hopefully you can see it. You can only, like, it's on grey, so once I take it inside you might be able to see the purple a little bit more, but I'll walk you out into the sun, and I'm just gonna, actually I've got to pick it up, so hang on. We are back out, we're in the sun, so that looks so pretty. I'm annoyed with those marks, but I think it maybe just comes with the resin. Like, you can sand it down, I suppose, and get it all out, but I'll see how I go next time. There we go. And there's our next one. A little bit of flour on the top bit, that does not matter. So look at the butterflies. Absolutely amazing. I just love it. So there we go. There we go. It is all done. So I will take some photos of it for you, and I might take you inside, I think, and show you what it looks like inside. We are in my kitchen now, and where these canisters are is where it's going to go. So I'll pull them all forward and then I'll set them up for you. Okay, now I'm holding my camera now. So there it is, all in position. It looks amazing. And I'm going to try and hold you so that you can see what I'm doing. And there we go. Now, hopefully it fits. I have measured and measured and measured, so and there we go. And another one. And one more. I might just take this cord out of the way for a second. And there we go. So if I am lucky and I did my calculations right, I have a little container mold, like a little jar mold that has got that I'm going to put gold butterflies on. So that will, if I move these up, that will fit there perfectly for I think some spoons and things. So thank you so much for watching my epic video. If you have got this far, I really do appreciate it. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for everybody watching, for all of my subscribers. I really do appreciate you. And thank you so much. Please let me know what you think of my epic little job here. I am going to try and make a mold of this at some stage when I can afford to buy, I'd say 2 kilos of silicone. So if I do that, I will definitely let you all know if I do it, and I will put it up on, I will make a video of it. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a lovely and safe day, and I will catch you next time.